What up, you fluffy bastards? My name is Liquid Blitz, and today I'm bringing to you my superclass number 5. This one I'm calling Pitbull. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Firstly, I just want to say sorry if my voice sounds a bit shit today. I can't tell if it does or not, but I've been ill for the past couple of days, and I'm starting to get better. I'm coming out of the sort of back end of being ill, so I'm pretty much better again, but my voice is still shit. Now, this Pitbull superclass is about maximum fun and nothing else. Depending on your skill level and sort of the map you're playing on and how good your teammates are and how much you stick to sort of close quarters. With this class, you are either going to get a hella good score or you will suck balls, but you will have major fun while sucking those balls. I'm going to use the same superclass formula as always. I'm going to go through the loadout quickly, then I'll switch the background to gameplay of this class for the remainder of the video while I discuss the strengths, and then I'm going to give you a few tips for sort of making the most out of this class to avoid sucking as much major balls as possible. It's pretty easy to avoid sucking with this class as long as you aren't sort of running out in the open. Right, let's get into the loadout. First of all, we are using the assault class, and it is, for the first superclass yet, it's using a shotgun. It's using the M97 Trench Sweeper. Now, before anyone sort of shits their pants with rage that I haven't chosen the Model 10A Hunter, bear with me until I finish the loadout, okay? I will explain why I chose this shotgun for this superclass and not everyone's favourite shotgun, the 10A Hunter. On it, I've equipped the shotgun rib sight at 1.25 times, and no bayonet, because the bayonet increases the time before the weapon is sort of ready to fire after running, and we want this shotgun to be sort of shootable immediately upon running straight into an enemy, sort of as quickly as possible. Now, as for the pistol, I've gone with the Gasser M1870. It was a toss-up between the Gasser and the number 3 revolver, because I wanted a revolver for this class, because revolvers are official beast mode. In the end, despite its annoyingly long reload, that's the one downside to this pistol. But ignoring that, I went for this because of the power, the accuracy, and pretending I'm a cowboy, alright? Now, on this, rather uniquely, I've gone with a 2x zoom. Normally for pistols, I go with a 1.25 zoom, but because this is sort of a slow and accurate weapon, I wanted like a stronger zoom to help with your sort of accuracy. And because you have the shotgun for very close range, it lets you go long range with the pistol, if you see what I mean. So, shotgun for close range, and I've got the 2x zoom, awesome, powerful handgun for sort of more open areas. Now, for the first equipment slot, we have dynamite. If you know me well, then you know that for all my assault classes, I almost exclusively use AT grenades and AT rockets, because they make the best mix against being effective against vehicles, in my opinion. But for fun, I chose dynamite over the AT grenades, for not only helping to destroy vehicles, but lolling at enemies as I lob a dynamite round a corner and like through doorways. It's always fun to detonate a human! Now, as for the second equipment slot, AT rocket, I consider this the standard for a default necessary standard for all assault classes. Pretty much because they are sniper accurate, they one-shot kill infantry with a direct hit, they one-shot kill cavalry on horses, you get 4 of the things in one go and you can resupply them from ammo packs, and they can put a serious dent in any enemy vehicles around, and from a good distance as well. In my opinion, no, not one single assault loadout should be missing the AT rocket, but maybe that's just my personal opinion. As for grenade, I've gone with the smoke grenade, which I'll get into a bit later on while I discuss them in the tips. This is vital for this class. As for melee weapon, I've gone with the compact trench knife. I usually go with the hatchet, but this class is more for fun than sort of efficiency, and frankly, brass knuckles sort of mixed with a knife couldn't be any more awesome. It's very satisfying to take people down with this. I sound like such a psychopath saying that. Now, I want it said that if you have unlocked the sawtooth blade, use that instead, because that too is sort of brass knuckles crossed with a blade, and that actually cuts wire, which is unique to the sawtooth blade and the hatchet. So, sawtooth blade if you've unlocked it, or if you haven't, compact trench knife. Anyway, switch the background to gameplay. And let's move on to the strengths of this class. I mean, the first thing that needs to be said about this class, and I'm listing this under strengths because it is a strength. This class is fun as balls. I think I may have sort of genuinely mentioned balls a bit too much in this video so far. Balls. Now, here's why I chose the M97 Sweeper for this superclass instead of the Model 10A Hunter. It has the best balance between sort of power and fire rate out of all the shotguns. Yes, The Model 10A Hunter is more powerful from further away, but they're actually just as powerful close up. I'm going to get a bit technical now. The Model 10 does more damage per pellet, but the M97 fires more pellets. And the Sweeper version of the M97 shoots even more pellets than the other two versions of the M97. So with the M97 Sweeper, you've got a lot more pellets than the Model 10. Now, if you land all the pellets on your target, both of these shotguns, the M97 Sweeper and the Model 10A Hunter, both do around 1.5 times the max health of any infantry. So both of them are a comfortable one-shot kill at close range. If you want to know the hardcore stats, and again I've written this down because this sort of shit I'll never remember. Officially, under 12 meters, the time to kill statistic is faster for the M97 than it is for the Model 10. Above 12 meters, however, the Model 10 has a faster time to kill. Now, as for deciding between the M97 Sweeper and the M97 Hunter, the Hunter of the M97, let's just forget the Model 10 for now. Between the M97 Hunter and Sweeper, the Sweeper has 7 more pellets, albeit slightly lower damage per pellet, but it has 7 extra pellets, which does make it more deadly at very close ranges. Now, the M97 Sweeper is fully automatic for people who don't really like semi-auto weapons, but you can simply fire it semi-automatically yourself manually if you want to be a little bit more accurate. So it's the best of both worlds, because there are some people out there who don't like semi-automatic weapons, so fire it full auto, or just fire it semi-auto. Best of both worlds. Now back to the Model 10 quickly. The Model 10's main weakness is its slow-ass fire rate, meaning if you miss the first shot and you're against a half-decent enemy, you often die before you can get a second shot off. The difference in fire rate between these two shotguns is actually immense. It's so much faster with the M97 Sweeper. And that fire rate is honestly possibly the main reason I chose the M97 Sweeper. It shoots so much faster and up very, very close ranges. It just, the Model 10 does not compare. The Sweeper just shreds multiple enemies. So yeah, those are some of the reasons why I chose the M97 Sweeper as the centerpiece for this superclass. I know a lot of people will hate the fact that I've chosen this because a lot of people love the Model 10A Hunter. But I advise you seriously give this class a good go. Don't be close-minded. Give it a good go and you will realise it is a lot of fun to use. Now the next strength, the pistol, the Gasser M1870, has the highest damage of all the pistols. All pistols in all classes. All five, there's 5, as far as I can count, there's 5 revolvers. All of them have the same max damage of 53, but they all have different minimum values. And it's the minimum values which make all the difference because the maximum damage range for a pistol is like 8 meters or something really pathetically low. And the Gasser 1870 has the best minimum by far out of all the revolvers. It also has the second best accuracy out of all pistols, second only to the Mars Automatic. Now, as I've mentioned in I think every superclass actually, I'm a big fan of the smoke grenade, but the smoke grenades provide excellent grade A concealment, but more on smoke grenades towards the end of the video. Now that I've listed a few strengths, I mean that won't be all the strengths, but I'm not gonna sit here for days trying to imagine strengths. Let's move on to the tips. My first tip, and sort of number one tip really, is don't take this class too seriously. It is just for fun. If you fancy trying a new loadout, maybe you're sort of bored of using the same old weapons, try this loadout. It is just for awesome fun, and it is awesome fun. Don't focus on getting high kill to death raises, just focus on having fun for a change. Now, my first tip about the shotgun, just because the M97 Sweeper, in fact all M97s, just because they're automatic, don't just auto spam fire. Keep in mind it only has 5 shots, so I recommend you should still fire it sort of semi-automatically. I'd advise you only keep the trigger down sort of automatic when there's an enemy literally point blank range and you just want to dispatch them as fast as possible. Now my next tip is don't underestimate the usefulness of smoke grenades. I know I've preached about them in the past, but especially for this sort of super close range class, ain't nothing gonna help you out as much as your smoke grenades. Throw them down in sort of open areas or down places like long corridors for the express purpose of giving yourself concealment for getting close to your enemies before they can see you. The strength of this class lies in its ability to sort of suddenly surprise the pants of your enemy by appearing out of nowhere. Now, hand in hand with that tip to do with smoke grenades, avoid medium range engagements. Even if you are close enough to just about hit them with a shotgun. Beyond 12 meters, this shotgun becomes a 2 or even 3 shot kill weapon. So if they are further away than that, either close in the gap and move closer to the enemy yourself, sort of while firing, which works to your advantage. Either do that or sort of run away and bait them into coming closer to you, sort of round the corner. Again, that would give you the advantage. Basically, make your own advantages with this shotgun. Manipulate each engagement so that it favours your close range weapon. That's kind of key to succeeding with this class. You need to force the enemy to fight on your terms at very close range. Now moving on to the next tip. Again, the pistol. When you use the Gasser 1870, I advise you take your time and aim. This is not a gun to be spammed haphazardly. This is a revolver. There are much more efficient pistols if you want to get a high kill-to-death ratio. But this class is for straight-up fun, and pretending you're a cowboy with a revolver is fun! Just remember what I said at the beginning about using your shotgun as your close-range weapon, obviously, and that allows you to use your pistol as a more long-range weapon. That's why it has the 2x zoom on this one. Now my next tip is a big one for maximising the fun value of this class. Use your dynamite and AT rockets, your equipment. Use them on infantry too. Obviously they are very good against vehicles and they give you a nice amount of damage contributing towards taking down enemy vehicles. But as I keep coming back to it, this class is about fun, and it's always fun to lob dynamite sort of through doorways and massacre the people on the other side. And as I've already said, but I'll reiterate, the AT rocket is a one-shot kill against infantry with a direct hit, which is surprisingly easy because it's so accurate. Keep in mind that it's also a one-shot kill against elite classes and cavalry. And as I've said many times before, AT rocketing horses is the single easiest way of killing a cavalry on a horse. Ain't no way easier than with an AT rocket. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for this superclass. This class is about charging in and getting right up in the grill of your enemies. And this is best done when you sort of use concealment and cover to get close before they see you. And sort of manipulating the circumstances if you get caught too far away from the enemy. If somebody spots you and you're sort of medium range, that's bad for you. You want to manipulate the circumstances, use cover, etc, get close and blast their face off. I hope you enjoy this class as much as I've enjoyed it, and I really have. I've been using this class non-stop for 2 days for recording the gameplay footage for this class, and my god, it's been awesome. I've had some excellent scores. I've had some shit scores as well, but those have been on the more open maps where you can't really do much about getting close range if you're out in the middle of a desert. I mean, do you know what I mean? So you will get good scores, you will get bad scores, but it has been fun across the board. Like this video if you liked it, like this video if you didn't like it, and join me in my next video. I've got a feeling my next video may well be the ultimate guide to sniping, but we shall see. Catch me then.